Well, it must be a bit of a desperate interview when we go, let's talk about the weather. But actually it's a serious topic. So we're all celebrating the start of spring, and what a magnificent start we've had to it. We're having predictions of a pretty long, hot summer. And while many of us will say that's marvellous, we still have to remember the farming community. They've had quite a mild winter, but it's been a pretty dry winter in many parts of Canterbury. So I hope that they get a bit more rain. It's really so stretched in so many areas for the farming community with the dairy prices. Even though they've increased a bit, it's still pretty low. It's volatile for a lot of them, and their futures are looking a bit unsteady compared to many. So celebrate the weather, but just remember other people are relying on it being a little bit different than we might enjoy.
Yeah, but it's the third year in a row.
It is the third year in a row, and I guess for some farmers, it doesn't matter how hard they work, and most of them work really, really hard, they can't change the weather.
It does look as though the skids have been put under the Ruataniwha scheme.
I was never convinced that the economics of the Ruataniwha Dam stood up, let alone the environmental impacts. That is not an area that, in my view, should be used for dairying. There's a fragility around the Tukituka River that can't be underestimated, so we have to be really careful about any environmental damage through dairying that's caused to the Tukituka River. And most of the local people say that they know what can grow there, and it's not stuff that needs high intensive irrigation. So the need for it was hotly debated locally, and I'll listen to local people because it's not my area of expertise. The economics were really marginal, and I think the potential for contamination of the river, we really just said, is there a better way of doing this?
And we still haven't found out what the cause is as far as the Havelock North problems.
I think that is a really serious issue in that we haven't found out what the source of contamination was. I don't understand how that could be the case. They're now talking about closing off the Havelock North bores and getting their water from somewhere else. That's a solution, but it doesn't provide an answer to the question, how do we manage to get that much contamination and make so many people sick and not know how to fix it? So it's a bit of a wake-up call from us. We've had information in Canterbury recently about the number of breaches in water quality in our own area. Now there's a big debate about whether it should be chlorinated, on top of the debate about whether our water should have fluoride added to it. So these are quite complex issues. I guess for most people, we want to turn on our water, have pure water that's safe to drink. Doesn't seem a lot to ask for in New Zealand.